What's going on, boys and girls? Today we're going to talk about a fragrance from the house of Lorenzo Pazzaglia, and it is, I think, y'all's top two favorite fragrance from this house, at least in terms of what the hype is about. I'm here to dispel the hype and see if y'all are cap or truth. Strap up. All right, welcome to the set. Bubble, I am your host for the evening. Today, we have Lorenzo Pazzaglia's long-awaited Summer Hammer. Talk about a crazy pause-worthy name. Okay, do I have any information about this? Well, let me spray it since these are ick straights, and that'll give it time to dry down. We don't need more than one spray. Ooh, I smell that immediately in the air. Jeez, talk about a sillage scent. Okay. This is jumping out the gym on my skin. I can definitely see right away why there's a lot of mass appeal, because anytime you have a scent that smells good and is jumping out the gym in the opening is going to get a lot of oohs and ahs. But let's see what that dry down is hitting for while I read you guys some notes. So Summer Hammer is an extrait de parfum unisex concentration or unisex fragrance, classified as a tropical. They don't classify these scents for some reason, but I can tell that it's a tropical scent. Launched in 2023, and how notes from the brand says summer in a bottle to be enjoyed 365 days a year at all latitudes, even when it's cold outside and warm temperatures are just a mirage. Okay, now we get into notes. An immediate and playful fragrance designed to convey happiness, lightheartedness, and will to live. I feel like as an Italian brand, these descriptions were poetry that was originally written in Italian and just translated somewhat cheesy, but I'm probably wrong about that. But it's just, I mean, this one's a little bit better than some of the other ones, but I just feel like brands got to do better at giving descriptions. Stop being so generic. It's a great scent. I'm going to tell you that right now. It has a great lift on it. I love the lift on this fragrance. We're going to let it sit down a little bit. And despite some of the other ones I've reviewed so far, Vampire Rum was a cool cover. Summer Hammer is a cool cover as well. What am I getting from this? I mean, this is almost like, I always felt that fragrances like Herba Pura leaned heavy on this vibe of kind of like feminine shampoo products alongside this exotic fruit basket kind of thing. And I felt like it always leaned feminine. So for me, I always, as a man, leaned towards Herba Gold because it's smoother. It's less, fruity hairspray-ish vibes and feels at least more, I say more masculine sometimes, but I don't mean to say that. I mean to say it feels more perfectly unisex. And so this puts you in the realm of an Herba Pura because it starts to have that kind of, coconut, exotic fruits, mango, shampoo kind of feel. But it's smooth like Herba Pura is smooth, but Herba Gold is smoother. It's got like a Herba Gold smoothness with a Herba Pura profile. I'm not mad at this. This even also reminds me of Sun-Kissed Island from TLTG in Zaharoff. This has a little bit more push than that, a little bit less musky, but there definitely is musk in this. Think Isola Soul from Roja as well. This is a fun scent. There's no way you can hate this. This is white florals. This is probably a lang-a-lang or peony, one of the two. This is mango. This is vanilla. This is musk. This is coconut. It has to be piña colada, all that good stuff. But despite all of that, it does feel a little girly, but it's smoother than Herba Pura to me. So if you like Isola Soul, Sun-Kissed Island, or Herba Pura, but you prefer something smooth, this is it. I do think Del Mar could give this a run for its money from Day 3 Fragrances. Because Del Mar and even Bonnie has a little more sparkle and true unisexness. This does lean feminine, but so does Isola Soul. But this is great. Let's go ahead and switch screens here. So we've got, as usual, pineapple, mango, pineapple, coconut, bergamot, white rum. You know, this is imitating kind of Ross's fragrance a little bit. Coconut milk, white flowers, marine notes. It's not very marine-ish, I'll be honest with you. Lots of musk, lots of sandalwood, lots of amber. Vetiver in the base puts a smile on my face, so I can't hate about that. What do they say this smells like? I'm really curious. So a lot of people say it's strong and long-lasting. I think it's an easy 6 hours. After that, it's probably going to sit inside of a 1/2 to 1 foot of projection. It'll be a little bit better than a skin scent. What are they saying this smells like, though? Where the heck is the comparisons, guys? Did they not compare this to anything? Oh, okay, here we go. Tropical Vibe from Rayhan. Let's look into this a second. Tropical Vibe Rayhan is a clone of... Oh, really? Oh. What did people say about this? Well, now that I'm looking at that, it even makes me think of freaking Creed's Virgin Island water. Because Rayhan did, what, Aquatica, was it? It's supposed to be... See, now you're going to throw me down a rabbit hole. Rayhan Aquatica is a clone of Virgin Island water. Okay. Which is also similar. So Rayhan Tropical, when did that come out? 2025. When did Summer Hammer come out? Okay, so they jumped right on that. They were like, yeah, let's get them. Let's just check the notes. Really freaking close. What are people saying about it, though? What did it get? Sorry to kind of tangent. 4.1. Wow, best projecting performance for summer. Personally, 7 out of 10. Dry down is incredible. This is one of the worst perfumes. There's always a troll on Fragrantica. Smells like City Rhythm Tropical Confessions. Smells like air freshener. Well, this profile does smell like air freshener. Sunscreen. Did anyone speak on how close it is to the Lorenzo? Okay, whatever. So a lot of people rating it high, but then the comments are controversial. This is a good scent, guys, despite what everybody's saying. I do think it leans heavily feminine, so we'll talk about some alternatives a little bit later, but you should at least get 6 hours plus out of this. The Pazzaglia house seems to have their fixatives, captives, and synthetics all under control to give you guys, you know, not necessarily beast mode feeling fragrances, but long-lasting fragrances, and the votes seem to correlate with that. Let's wrap up and give you guys some usual suspects, because this fragrance is just straight up good. It's not super my style, you know, like the whole Virgin Island water, Herba Pura, Bonnie Del Mar, Sunkiss Island type of smell to me is vacation. And I won't even wear it a lot on vacation. Like it's like for a lot of you guys, it's like a sexy hang out with your girl or whatever, like go out with it. I don't wear fragrances like this, like that. For me, it's a transportive fragrance. Like I'll be at home with a long, hard work week or on the weekend, and I just want to get out of my house, but can't. I'll throw on a fragrance like this. So I feel like I'm not where I'm at. But I wouldn't like go out with my girl smelling like coconuts and hairspray. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I know a lot of you young people, this is fun and flirty still. But in my world, a woman would smell this on you and think of you like a boy, you know? Women can get away with this more ageless wise. A lot of people are going to get on my case for saying that, because that's like a super opinion. That's not fact. And I acknowledge that, but that's just, I'm going to keep it tall with you. This is SB. I wear tropical scents to transport myself somewhere. If I'm already in Maui, I still wouldn't really rock this. Like, I guess it would make sense mentally, but I wear tropical scents to be transported there when I'm not there. I'm not even kind of the type of person to wear something like this at like a beach party or a poolside, because it like goes together too much. Like, it's not disruptive in any way. It's almost like blending in, but that's a preference. A lot of people love stuff like this. So as a score, again, I feel so bad saying this, because this and Vampire Rum are really good scents. But for my preference, they dry down into something that, though it's still really good and I would totally wear this, the scent style and quality, based off my preference and based off my understanding of quality and depth, it's an 8 for me. Now, if I could decimal it, I would push it up, but it's not a 9. This is too familiar and generic. It's very well balanced. It's beautiful, but this will remind you of like 20 different scents if you're collecting at all. So, let me walk through some usual suspects now that you guys know how I really feel about this fragrance. So seasons, 4 seasons for me. This type of scent, you wear it when you want to wear it. And it's fun. It's fun. The attitude of this is high quality, playful fun. Age range, women, I think it's ageless. Men, it's also ageless, but just know that it's feminine leaning. So depending on your age, this is going to be more of a fragrance that men wear for certain occasions. Whereas women, I think, could wear stuff like this all day long, because it smells like everything else that you bathe with and shower with. Performance, I think you should easily get north of 6 hours, but after that, it's going to get inside 1 foot of projection and just be a little bit better than a skin scent, but it will linger and be there the next day, sit on your pillow type of thing, but in a quiet way. Price point on this is $200, leans around the $150 discounted mark. Sprays on this, if I ever did wear it, I would be soft-handed with something like this. I would probably do like 6 max. If I was indoors, I'd only spray this 3-4 times. If I was outdoors, I'd go like 6 and just reapply if I had to. One quick second. Okay. So with that being said, I give it an 8. If I could decimal, I'd push it well above that, because I do think it is definitely above an 8, at least an 8.5. But I try to stick with whole numbers to really show you guys the psychology of how difficult it is for me to give a fragrance an above average score, a wow score, and a masterpiece score. There has to be some significant reasons why things get another point. There has to be space and justification for that. And I feel like decimals kind of allow some sort of cop out a bit, where it's like, oh, I want to give it a 9, so I'll give it an 8.7. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Or like, man, I don't really like this. So, you know, I don't know. Decimals just, it's too many tools for a simple job for me. I'd rather let you guys try to figure out why I didn't give it a 9 and listen to my thoughts, because at the end of the day, the score doesn't really matter. I score it so that you guys can put it into context with my nose and my preference, how I really feel about this, and decide if, you know, how good or bad it is. But also, I score it because it's another piece of information with the other things I gave you that can contextualize for you in your mind, at least should you smell it or not. Anyways, with that being said, I do think it's a great scent. Let's talk alternatives and get the heck out of here. There's plenty of alternatives, and I genuinely think you should try them all, because when it comes to this kind of hairspray, exotic fruits, Four Seasons Hotel, beachy, tropical coconut type of stuff, anything with coconut really and alcohol or whatever, I think you have to try them all, because you need to figure out what is your safe level of unisexness, and also whether or not you even want coconut, because a lot of coconuts make a fragrance smell cheap just right off the bat, even if it's high quality. And there's different styles. You know, the ones that don't have coconut go fruity, or some can go white floral, or some can go straight coconut, or some can go boozy, and then some are more straight balanced between all of them. I'm going to name a bunch of fragrances you should get your nose on. Sunkissed Island by TLTG, Roja's Isola Sol, Creed's Virgin Island Water. There's clones of all of these, from Rayhan, apparently. Day 3's Bonnie, Day 3's Delmar, Sunkissed Island, hopefully I think I already said that, Herba Gold, Herba Pura, Musk Therapy. That's plenty. Get your nose on all those. And for you guys who are looking for cheapy alternatives, you have the Rayhan Tropical, the Rayhan Aquaticas you can get into. Rayhan's killing it this year with $30 fragrances. And I mean, I can see why Summer Hammer is extremely popular. However, it's nothing new. It really isn't. In the grand scheme of things, it's a concept you're extremely familiar with, done well again, which I think this profile is one where it's like, if you can't nail this profile, you're not really a perfumer. This is like almost like a rite of passage. Every perfumer should be able to do this style scent. But anyways, with that being said, like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell. Talk to me. I do talk back. I'm enjoying my time through Lorenzo Pazzaglia because I feel like I can provide a lot of healthy information for you guys. I feel like this brand is a hype beast brand where a lot of people are smelling the opening of these fragrances, being blown away by the performance and projection, the gourmandiness, the sugar and spice, and everything nice, and not really giving you their thoughts an hour later. Now, some of you guys might be like, well, SB, you gave us your initial thoughts right after you sprayed it too. My initial impressions are not true initial impressions. I wear these fragrances well before I do my reviews. The initial impression is just for me to walk through what you might experience in the opening in real time and not have something overly developed. I've worn these fragrances. I've worn Summer Hammer. And that's important for me because I can incorporate that into my discussions about projection, longevity, and the transition of a fragrance, which is super helpful information because that's what you're going to wear 90% of the time. After you get past the fantasy stage of the first 30 minutes, when you're at your office or you're walking around or you're on that date, you need to know what you're going to smell like. And unfortunately, a lot of these fragrances completely change on you within the hour, and you won't know until you purchase the fragrance and find out the mistake you made. So I'm here for the people. Anyways, I love you guys. Have a blessed rest of your week. Sound off in the comments below. Hope you're enjoying my time with this brand. We're going to continue rolling through some other hitters. And I think this was pretty good. I mean, I'm not blown away, but I can see why the hype is real. And I know for a lot of people, they'll absolutely love this. So, I'm overly critical. If I gave it an 8, you'll probably give it a 9. Think of it like that. But anyways, guys, I love y'all. Stay blessed, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Peace.